we're doing a ranking of the great people from Civilization 6. And right now we're going to be looking at the great scientists. All right, so let's sort of get into it. Again, I broke out the scientists by sort of their bonuses, what they provide, just to make it a bit easier to compare. And I have my handy dandy description here for the different tiers to help me rank them accordingly. So let's get into it. So the first one, these are sort of the random scientists. So Abu AlKassim al-Zawari, something like that. I think I got that. So he has kind of two effects. So active triggers a eureka moment for one random medieval or Renaissance era technology. Um, Wounded units can heal plus 5 HP per turn. Um, and passive plus 20 HP healing for all units. So let's see. We've got to break this down. So where's the passive part? So the active triggers Eureka, and wounded units heal plus 5 HP per turn. So that's okay. Um, the te- the technology is kind of like random, but you might get a Renaissance era one, which is okay. The passive is whatever, plus 20 HP for all units. Um, so this is sort of situational, I guess. The plus 5 HP per turn is okay. That's essentially making it so like you're not in. So if like say for example you are in an enemy territory, you only heal like I think plus 5 or something. So with this you'll heal like plus 10 instead, which is kind of like if you were just out of their territory, just in sort of no man's land. You'd heal plus 10. So it's kind of like that. So it's okay. Um, would I say it's good? Um, it's sort of like the Rika's okay. Um, I don't know, it's sort of a mix. So maybe B tier for now. Um, Hildegard of Bingen. Um, gain 100 faith. This holy site's adjacency bonus gain additional science. Uh, faith, like if you're going for a science victory, you're not really gonna go for faith. Um, like faith is okay, but it's not a whole lot, I'd say. Um, like if you're, it's very situational. Like if you're a civilization like Arabia, where you're doing both religion and science, and yeah, this could go with your strategy. Um, but I think it's overly situational for most civs. Um, so like if you don't have a holy site, it's kind of a waste. So I might put this in F tier. It's like an F or D tier, depending. I usually like to get a religion, so I usually try to get a holy site. But if I know I'm not gonna get a religion, I'll totally avoid it. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in F. I think. Carl Sagan provides 3,000 production towards a space race construction project. So this is very situational. So if you're going for science, and this is important to get. But if you're not, then this is kind of useless. Usually, if you are going science, then you are going to want that production. Um, but if you just want science just to like keep ahead militarily, then it's kind of like not gonna help you at all. And it's kind of it might be D, but if you're not producing any space projects, maybe it's an F. Like it's sort of like an F with an asterisk. Yeah, I'm gonna put asterisks beside these because they could be good, they could be better, depending on the situation. Like they could be a lot better. Stephanie Kolek gain no it's plus 100% production towards space research projects. So again, sort of same thing, exact same thing. Galileo Galilei gained 250 science for each adjacent mountain tile. So that's pretty decent. Like if you like the max science you could get would be 250 times 6. Um, so like almost 1,200. No, you couldn't even get that because you need to get into the tile. So um, max is like 5. So you get 1,250 essentially. It's a max. But that's pretty significant, I'd say. Um, Usually you probably find at least 2 or 3 tiles a mountain, so that gives you a fair amount of science, I'd say. So I'm gonna put him as A. A. Charles Darwin gained 500 science for every adjacent natural wonder. Um, so usually you're probably gonna get like 1,000 science, because most of the natural wonders are like a couple tiles long. There's some that are like only 1 tile, which you would only get 500. So I don't think he's good as Galileo. So I'm gonna put him as B. Mary Leakey gained 350 science for every artifact in the city. Artifacts in all your cities generate 300% of their normal tourism. This is very situational. Um, if you're going for a culture victory, then and you have artifacts, then yeah, that would help. But if you're not, then this is kind of useless to you. Um, Janike Amal gained 400 science for every rainforest. Um, that's pretty decent. Like you could find maybe like 2 or 3 tiles of rainforest. Usually, I'd say. Um, so like if you get 3 rainforest tiles, that'd be 1,200. So that's almost as good as Galileo Galilei. It's a little harder to get, but I still think it's pretty decent. The only thing is that you might not have a lot of rainforest near you, so maybe it's a B. I'm gonna put them as A for now. Might come back to that one. Um, now to Hypatia. So these ones give you plus science for stuff. So libraries provide +1 science and instantly builds a library in this district. So this is pretty good. Um, like instantly builds a library is okay because you might be building some campuses and at that point, and just getting a free library would be okay. But the big thing is libraries provide +1 science. So that's every library. So that's pretty pretty good, and it sort of is good throughout the game. Um, so yeah, I think these are S. Um, Isaac Newton instantly builds a library and a university. Universities by +2, so that's even I'd say even better. So that's definitely an S. Because it's going to help you throughout the game. Moving down, so Euclid. These are the ones that provide you just random technologies. So this one gives you mathematics, and one random technology. Um, eh, I'm not like a big fan. Um, it's not as good as Charles Darwin or anything. I think. I think these are like kind of C-ish. These are also just C. Um, Alfred Nobel triggers one random technology for the modern or atomic era. Applies 20 great free great people points towards all, including all future great people. So that's a bit better. Um, so I'm gonna put those a B. Especially if like because he's a modern one, and you if you get an atomic era, I do like getting stuff early like that. But you don't know what you're gonna get again. But the 20 great people is okay. Albert Einstein triggers Eureka moment for one random technology from the modern era. Universities provide an additional plus for science. So this would be pretty good if you could like stack both of these, Isaac Newton and Einstein. Um, but I just think Isaac Newton's just better because you don't know what technology you're gonna get. You might just get something that you're not really wanting. So maybe a B. Moving down, so we have James Young triggers Eureka moment for two random technologies from the industrial or modern era. Reveals oil without the normal tech requirement. So this is a little better because it gives you. It's kind of like the same as these ones as Alfred Nobel. The revealing oil definitely helps you sort of plan where you want to maybe build a city because then you can like get oil earlier. Um, so maybe it's a B, maybe a C. I don't know. Triggers Eureka moment. Sorry, Omar Khayyam triggers Eureka moment for two technologies and the inspiration for one civic from the medieval or Renaissance era. Um, Again, I think it's sort of a B. Aryabhata triggers Eureka moment for three random technologies from the classical or medieval era. Um, Three technologies is pretty good, I'd say. Um, all these sort of do the same sort of thing. Uh, yeah, I like getting these. I think I might put these as D. I can just in comparison to the other ones. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna put this one as C as well. Let's just go through the last one and then we'll check back through. So Abdus Salam triggers your Eureka moment for all technologies from the information era. Like you're already in the information era when you get him. Um, it does seem nice getting those. It's triggering all, so that's pretty good. Um, because I know that in the information era it's a lot harder, I find, to get all the Eurekas at that point. Because some of them are kind of hard to get. So I might put this one as B. Um, I think these ones are sort of D tier. Just one technology. Um, yeah, I think these ones are more D. And I think these ones are more like C, because you don't know what you're gonna get. Um, Maybe these ones are B because it gives you two. But it's a little more situational than like some of these other ones. Um, Maybe B. I'm gonna put these as B. Um, yeah, and that's sort of it. I think. I think that's good. I think that's a good ranking. Yeah, so that's it for Great Scientists. This is the ranking here. Feel free to look at it on your own time. Thanks. Next, I'll go over the. I think it's the great artists are next. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at the great artists. It could be a little different because great artists aren't sort of the same as sort of the other um, sort of great people. So that'll be interesting. All right. See you then.